Hi, this is a 30-minute all-round creative flow sequence. Start on all fours and just take a few minutes in cat and cow to connect with your breathing. So on the inhalation, let your shoulders move down your back, feeling the hips pulling up, a stretch around the belly, and then exhaling, lift your tummy muscles, rounding the shoulders, tucking the chin under, and just get the last of the exhale out of the belly. There's a squeeze, and then inhaling, relax your tummy. Feel your belly stretch as you draw your heart forward. Exhaling, feeling the back of the shoulders opening and stretching as you lift your belly a bit more and tuck the tail. Feel the hands and knees as well. So on the inhale, pull your chest forward a little bit more so you have this reaching sensation. And then exhaling, rounding, pushing the hips back so you feel the spine stretching a bit more. One more of those. Inhaling, drawing slowly, moving the heart forward. And then exhaling, rounding. Sinking back into child's pose now. And then on the inhale, stretch the hands further so your elbows are lifted and you feel this lengthening in the spine. And then exhale, sinking the head down, the hips down. Inhaling, coming up, and move your hands forward just a couple of millimeters. And then exhaling, drawing your hips back, and keep the hands where they are so you feel a bit of traction pulling through the armpits, the shoulders, the arms. Inhaling, coming up, moving the hands forward a few more millimeters. So really move on the breath. Exhaling, draw the tummy in a bit as you pull back and feel that stretching more through the shoulders. Inhaling, coming up, moving the hands. Get into a nice rhythm with the breath. Exhaling, a pulse back. So we're going towards heart melting. You'll feel your hips are in the air now. Rest the head. Inhale, come up. Fingers forward another millimeter or two. Exhaling, pulling back. And you're feeling now more of a squeezing between the shoulder blades. Inhaling, coming up. Move the hands another little bit forward. And exhaling, and by now your hips should be above your knees roughly. You should feel the head just about coming to the ground and a stretch in the back. One more, last one, a little bit further forward, and then exhaling, pulling back. See if you can let your forehead sink down a bit more. Take a couple of breaths here. Deep breath through the shoulders, through the back. And then exhale, try and get your elbows onto the ground and then rock forward onto the forearms. Inhale, lift your knees, tuck the toes, and then lower your thighs onto the ground so you're in Sphinx pose. Move the elbows forward a touch so that you're not cramped in your shoulders and you can lift your chest up. So on the inhale now, lift the chest a little bit more. And on the exhale, see if you can feel a stretch around your belly. So between the ribs and the hip bones at the front of the body, there's kind of a stretching sensation. And then move the breath against that. So if you're practicing in the morning, this is a really good way to help get the system going, get the energy moving, kind of moving in the belly. So keep that stretching sensation, and on the exhalation, pull your belly back against that stretch. And then inhale, see if you can inflate your belly a bit. You're not going to get much movement because the movement is actually happening now deeper inside, deep in the internal organs, the digestive tract, because we're keeping the abdominal muscles stretched. That's good. So a couple more breaths there. You can close your eyes and just feel the breath, creating that light pumping movement in the belly. Always good to try and get the digestion as part of your practice, getting things moving in the gut and the breath really connected to the tummy, the gut, your awareness there. One more breath. Exhale. And then from here, you're going to just lift the pubic bone, so a little roll here. So on the inhale, lift your pubic bone up, and then exhale, roll your hips down. Inhaling, lifting the hips up, and then exhaling, rolling them down. So this is going to just start to tone the core muscles a bit more, and the back muscles. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale, roll down. Just warming up a bit more. Inhale, one more lift. And then exhale. And you should feel a little bit of a wobble, and that's normal. Then lift your elbows, lift up a bit higher, bring the elbows out to the side and lower down. Just take a couple of moments with your head on the ground. Turn the head to the side if you want to. And just feel the ground underneath you and flop, noticing how you're feeling right now. See if you can tune into the sensations in your body and the thoughts in your head. So, how are you feeling? What's happening in this moment? What are you noticing? And even if it's not comfortable, if it's irritation or sadness or frustration, whatever it is, see if you can acknowledge that feeling, whatever's there, whatever you're aware of, be present to it and just make space. In this next couple of breaths, just see if you can make space for yourself in this moment, just to feel exactly how you feel and don't need to change anything. One more breath. And then bring your hands in underneath your shoulders and just a little couple of rolls in cobra. So pubic bone down, elbows in, lift the tummy, pull back the shoulders, and then exhale, roll down. A couple more. So inhale, push the pubic bone, elbows pull back, shoulders draw up and back, and then exhale. And one more again, drawing the shoulders back and the shoulder blades down the back now. Lift the heart. Exhaling down and then pushing up into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, roll over the knees. Exhale, a couple of stretches here. So bending your right knee, turn the left toes out and just stretch into the left side waist and the left outer hip. Inhale, switch the bend of the knees, turn the right toes out, straighten the right leg and turn and look underneath your arm, your shoulder. Do a few more. So as you turn, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, turn the left toes out and stretch. So whichever leg is straight, you turn the foot out to the edge of the mat a bit more on that side, and it'll just give you a little bit more opening in the tight outer hip. Okay, and then from here, slowly walk your feet up to your hands, slowly into a forward bend, Uttanasana. Hanging down, take a couple of moments, just letting your head hang, let your breath settle, feel a stretch through the back of the body, back of the legs. And it's really good to let the body hang upside down. We don't spend much time upside down, so any opportunity, really good for the system to reset. Take another breath here. Exhale. And then slowly roll up, bend the knees, push the ground and uncurl your spine bit by bit, just rolling up. And when you get up to the top, raise the arms. Stay where you are, I'll just turn to face you and take one wrist and then draw it up and stretch and extend and just feel your side body getting longer. Take another breath, just going a little bit deeper. And then inhale and go to the other side. So lift the other wrist, pull it up, go over, extend the side body, deep breath there. And then releasing, inhaling. So we'll go into a flow now, a bit like a sun salute. Exhaling, folding all the way down the legs. Inhaling, half Uttanasana, or draw the chest forward, send the bum and the thighs back. Stepping the left foot back. Exhale, left knee down. Inhale, reach the chest open. And then lift the back knee and exhale, step forward again. Just getting into a lunge. Inhale, half Uttanasana. Exhale, hugging in, drawing your knees in. Bend the knees, push up to standing. Inhale, reach up tall. Go straight back down again. Exhale, folding down. Just getting into a rhythm with the breath. Inhale, half Uttanasana. Step the right foot back. Exhale, right knee down. Stay here. Inhale, just reach the chest forward. Feel the hips, the lunge. Spring off the back foot, step forward, exhaling. Inhale, half Uttanasana. Exhale, hugging your body, curling in, dropping down. Bend the knees, push to standing. Inhale. Reach up and go straight back down again. Exhaling, feeling the lovely, just flowing movement of your body. Inhale, draw your chest forward. Step back to downward facing dog. Press the ground away, reach the hips back. Rock to plank, lift the tummy, send the heels back and chest forward. Exhale, lower the knees, pull back into child's pose. Take a moment there. Inhaling, coming up. Downward facing dog, exhaling, pushing back. Inhale, rocking forward into plank pose. So we're just building it up slowly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go straight into upward facing dog here. So a slightly different vinyasa. Inhale. Keep the legs strong. Don't go too low. Just lift the chest, hips lower than the chest. Then exhale, push back, bend the knees really deeply. Inhale, rock forward into upward facing dog again, getting the system flowing. Lower the knees. Go back into child's pose. So release the toes and sink back into child as you exhale. Inhaling, coming up. And then scooping to the ground, chest first, lower down, and then come up. Lift the feet a little, lift the chest, roll over the knees, roll over the toes, downward facing dog, lifting the right leg up, inhaling, stretching really tall there. Step the right foot forward, gently lower the left knee to the ground. Inhale, draw your chest forward. And then exhale, pull back into a lunge, a half splits position. Inhaling, rocking forward. So just moving, pumping energy through the hips. So exhaling, pulling back. Inhaling, rocking forward. And exhale, pull back. This time stay on the heel, lift the toes. Move your hands back a little bit. And then drag the hips back slightly more. Reach the chest forward. And then see if you can squeeze your inner thighs together. So this is going to get into the outer hips, tight outer hips. Move both hands over to the right side of the right leg. Pull the right hip back. Squeeze the heel into the ground. And see if you can move your left hand forward so you get this big forward bend and side stretch. Folding in, close your eyes. Take 2 deep breaths here. 1 more breath. Keep your hands where they are and just bend your front knee so you're leaning over to the right. The knee will get a bit jammed in under the shoulder, and when it does, slide the left hand up the outside of the right leg onto the right knee. So left hand, so it's opposite hand. Keep the right hand on the ground, push the right knee forward, and then see if you can lean back. So you're pushing your knee and hips forward and your chest is going back. So you feel this big stretch starting to come through the front of the hip and the groin there. Deep breath. And then bring the left arm up, reaching up and extending your left arm over to the right. So a really big side stretch. Another deep breath. Let the head release down a bit more so you get a stretch in the neck too. 1 more breath. And then swing your arms slowly forward, reaching your chest forward. Bring the left hand down and swing the right hand round beside it. Lift the back knee and stretch the back heel. Bring the back heel to the ground and walk your hands. See where the left hot corner of the mat is. Reach in that line and stretch out, pushing the right knee out, reaching the hands. Take 1 more deep breath here. And then slowly walk your hands to the edge of your mat, which is going to be a bit easier there. Straighten both legs, slightly bend the knees a little, and then fold down and feel that big stretch in the hamstrings, in the hips. Exhale, and then just alternate the bend in the knees. Exhale, squeeze one knee to bend and squeeze the other knee. Now if you're not able to touch the ground, if it's really hard here, keep the knees bent and you can hold your hands on your thighs as well, and that'll work too. So either touching the ground or holding the thighs and just pumping energy movement through the legs. 1 more of those. And then pivot round to the front foot, turning the right toes, bring the left knee down. Raise the arms up, point the back toes, push into the back foot. Deep breath here, and then exhale, downward facing dog, stepping back. Rock forward into plank pose. Inhale, so we'll do this slightly different vinyasa, downward dog again. Exhale, really reaching the hips back. Rocking forward into upward facing dog. So you're coming forward, let the hips go lower than the chest, but keep the legs strong so you're not collapsing too much. And then downward dog with a big bend in the knees, so pump back. Inhale, rock forward to up dog again, drawing your chest forward, lower the knees into child's pose. You sink back. Exhale. Inhale, coming up. Keep the feet on the ground for now and lower the chest down to the hands, scooping through, lower the hips, then pick the feet up. Inhale, roll over the knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, lift the left leg up. Inhale, have a big stretch here. And then exhale, step the left foot between the hands, lower the right knee down. Inhale, reach the chest forward, and you're just going to rock forward and back.
So exhaling, pulling back. Inhaling, rocking forward, and just feeling that nice movement of getting energy flowing through the hips. It's tight. It's hard work when the hamstrings are tight. So just do as much as you can and keep the back as straight as you can so you're not rounding the shoulders too much. One more there. Inhale. Exhaling, pulling back. Keep the heel on the ground. Lift the toes. Move your hands to the left side of the left leg. And as you do that, dig the heel in and squeeze your inner thighs into each other so you get this squeezing. And then reach the chest further forward, stick the bum out, squeeze inner thighs. You should feel this in the outer hip. Move the right hand a little bit deeper so it takes you into a forward bend. Couple of breaths. It's a deep stretch. So 2 more breaths. 1 more breath there. And then at the end of the exhale, bend your left knee, and you'll see that you get kind of slightly jammed in the shoulder there, and that's okay because you're going to slide the right hand up onto the left knee, so opposite hand to knee. Keep left hand on the ground and lean towards it. So lean into the left side. And when you feel able to, start to lean back, so you're pushing your knee forward and your chest is going back. Another breath there, and reach the right arm up. The right arm's going to want to pull to the right, so reach it over to the left. So you're reaching and you'll feel this big opening through the whole right side. So another couple of breaths there. And then slowly reach forward, reaching towards the front of the mat. And then bring your right hand, bring your left hand round the inside of the foot. Lift the back knee, lower your back heel, and into a kind of version of warrior, humble warrior. Bring your hands towards the right top corner of the mat and reach them in that line. Just a couple of breaths, really getting deep into the hips. Bend that knee, sinking forward, closing your eyes. 1 more breath. And then bring your hands onto the edge of your mat and turn. Bring your toes in, parallel the feet, folding down. You stay where you are. I'm just going to turn so it's easier for you if you need to see. And you're folding down, and then this time walk your hands as if you're trying to do downward dog. So keep the heels on the ground, and then feel your thighs and reach your thighs back and your hands forward. So you're not leaning forward onto your hands, you're reaching back to your bum, and just let the hands go as far as they can. So big opening, big forward bend, and it's an inversion as well. So let your head hang and let the energy flood your system upside down. Keep the knees slightly bent. Look at your feet. Check the arches are lifted. 1 more breath there. And then slowly from here, bring your hands back in. Pivot to face the left foot. So you're turning to the left foot. Bring the right knee down. Point the back toes. Raise your arms. Don't worry about me. I've just turned the other way to face you. So just keep going. Reach the arms up. And then exhale. Step back. Downward facing dog. 1 more of those flows. Inhale, rock to plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog, pushing back. Inhale, rocking forward to upward facing dog. So lower the thighs, lift the chest, strong legs, and then downward facing dog. Bend the knees, push the bum back. Inhale, rock forward, and as you come forward, this time lower the knees, go back to child's pose. Bring the hips to the heels, so a real wave of movement in the body. Inhale, come up. Lower the chest to the hands. Bring your chest through, lower the hips. Bring the elbows in, lift the feet, roll up over the knees. Downward facing dog, exhale. Take a few breaths here. Close your eyes. Feel your hands and feet and really reach back through the hips. Another couple of breaths. And then slowly bend your knees. You can step up or hop up to the hands, outside the hands. So hop up and then squat down here, bringing your elbows into your knees. Again, I'll just turn around so you can see. So your feet are wider than your hands, and your hands come up. And see if you can just get it into a little squat here. So really good at releasing tension in the hips. It's hard work. We don't squat very much because of chairs, but our body is designed to. So see if you can get into that tension, lift the heart. 1 more breath. And then bringing the hands down, and see if you can, from here, plot back onto your bum, so it might not be very elegant. See if you can roll back and then roll onto your back. So see if that feels okay to roll all the way onto your back, and then see if you can roll. I'm just going to move the mic. So keep going there. So you're rolling up, and then see if you can roll all the way to plow pose. So a real stretch in the back, rolling, coming up, draw the knees in, and rolling back again. And then again, and see this time if you can come back to a squat. So you might not be able to, you need a bit of momentum, and you might need to use your hands here. So pushing up into a squat, and then do a little rock from side to side. And all of this is really, you can feel, is stirring up the energy in the body, getting the system moving. So another of those, rolling, mind your back. You can help yourself here if that works with the hands the other way. And then rolling up, try and come back up into a squat. Rocking. This time stretch your arms forward, feeling a forward bend. And then from here, sit the bum down, hold your knees and draw your knees in, grabbing your feet, grabbing your big toes, and see if you can lift up into a bound boat pose. Now you might only get like here, that's absolutely fine. You can straighten the legs outwards, which is a bit easier, or try bringing the feet straight up and lift the chest, lift the back. Widen the legs, bend the knees, bring the feet back into each other. Bring the hands behind you and then lift your chest up. Deep breath. And then from here, just slowly lowering yourself down onto your back. I'll do a couple of rolling bridges here to get back into the breath again. So hands on the ground beside you. On the inhalation, lift your hips up, but just come halfway. And then exhale, go all the way up into bridge, tucking the shoulders under a little bit. Inhaling, lifting your chest, lifting on the inhale a little higher. And then release the shoulders, roll your back just halfway on the exhale, so just halfway down. And then on the inhale, continue and go all the way down to the hips. Inhale here, that's it. And exhale once you get to the ground. And take a breath there, and then we'll do that again. So on the inhale, you just come halfway up. And then on the exhale, you go up a bit more and see if you can tuck your shoulders underneath your back a bit more. Then inhale, press into the elbows, lift a little higher. And then on the exhale, release the shoulders and come halfway down. Inhale, continue and go all the way down. Exhale, resting. So do a couple of those in your own time. So you're inhaling to go halfway up. Exhaling, tucking shoulders under and lifting a bit higher. Inhaling, pressing into elbows. And releasing shoulders, coming halfway down on the exhale. Continue down on the inhale. So we're going really slowly. And then resting on the exhale. Take another deep breath here. And then just simply extend your legs down. Bring your arms up beside your head, beside your ears, and just extend everything out. Take a little pre-Shavasana, Shavasana. We're going to do one final twist and a couple of final minutes in Shavasana. Take a deep breath here. Feeling your body, feeling your breath. And then draw your knees in to your chest. Give them a little circle, massage the sacrum. And then from here, tip your knees right over to the right. So you go all the way over. And keep hold of your knees, keep them drawn up. And then extend your left arm. Now you might feel quite tight in the left shoulder there. So if it feels very tight, bring the fingers to the shoulder so you take the weight out of the shoulder and just do a few little circles there just to give the shoulder a little bit more attention. And as you're doing that, take the right hand up onto the left hip and just give it a little tug, a little pull. So that takes the twist out of the lower back and makes it easier on the lower spine, which is always very sensitive in these twists. And then extend the left arm, take the right hand to the thigh and just draw the legs closer together. Turn the head and take 3 deep breaths here in your belly. Nice deep breath in the chest, opening up the heart on the inhale. On the exhale, really feel the belly pulling in and back to massage the internal organs. Another breath there. And then from here, slowly come back. And we'll come to the other side. Just one last position before Shavasana to finish. So draw the knees up first, and then when they're up, draw them over. It feels a bit more awkward than having the feet on the ground, but it's a much better twist for the back. So knees quite close to the chest. Keep hold of the knees for a moment. Extend the right arm out and see how that feels. Now with the whole weight of the arm, it can pull quite a lot of stretch into the shoulder, which can feel a bit uncomfortable at first. So if you take your fingers to your shoulder and just do a couple of little circles there to let the shoulder know it's stretching and release any nerves, any tension there, just initially. And then once it's opening up a bit more, release the arm. Get hold of the thigh and maybe the hip and pull your hip a bit so you take some of the stretch and the tension out of the lower back. And then keep hold of the legs, drawing the knees together a little bit more and extend through the right arm, closing your eyes. And take 3 deep breaths here. So on the inhale, your chest is opening. And on the exhale, you're drawing your belly in and back towards your spine. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then from here, slowly draw your knees back. Straighten the legs out. Extend both arms out beside you. So you've got a big, wide, open, star-shaped pose. Let the feet drop out. And just drop into the ground with the hips open, shoulders open, heart open. Relaxing your face. Just a simple body scan to finish here. So bringing your attention down to your feet, finding your feet. And the big toes, feeling the soles of the feet and the top of the feet, and moving your attention from your feet into your ankles and legs, into the shins and calves and knees. Feel both knees, front and back, moving up the thighs, going right around the thighs to the front of the thighs, outer thighs, back of the thighs and buttocks. And then into the inner thighs and up into the groin and pelvic floor and genitals, a whole sensitive pelvic area. Give it attention, relaxing. And then into the pelvis, the hips, the lower belly, and moving up through the torso, the outside of the hips, the sides of the waist. Go around to the lower back. See the lower back and the base of the ribs on the ground. And moving up the upper back, the shoulder blades, under the armpits, the front of the chest. And go right up into the shoulders. And then from the shoulders and armpits, go down the arms, both arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands. Find your thumbs, your fingers. Feel the palms. And then feel the feet and the hands. Feel the legs and the arms. Feel the body. And finish by going to the head, noticing the back of the head on the ground. Feel the ears. Feel the throat soft, neck relaxed, jaw relaxed. The face softening. And feel the top of the head. All the way around. Feel the brain sinking into the skull. And just take a last few breaths here, feeling the breath. In every cell of your body, you're breathing, you're aware of every cell in your body in this moment. Feeling your body on the inhale and drop into the ground on the exhale. Sense the body on the ground on the inhale and exhale, drop down. Take another breath there. And then gently draw your knees up and in towards your chest, holding them, hugging, circling the hips. And from here you can roll over or rock up to sitting. And just take a moment just to establish yourself again, sitting as you go into your day or continue with your day, wherever you are, just catching this moment, yourself. Lay your left hand over your chest. Lay your right hand over your left hand, bowing the head in, and just take a moment to sense yourself, this practice, this moment of just really you with yourself. Right now it's just you with yourself, connecting, giving yourself this time. So with real gratitude for that and for the day, however it is and whatever else will bring. Namaste.